Now this is a bit of a serious video, which is kind of unconventional on my channel, but I really felt the need to put this out. And if you've passed from high school to higher secondary, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're not yet in high school, well, all I can say is prepare for the worst. So here's how it plays out in a nutshell. In 6th grade, you're having the time of your life. There's a perfect balance between education and leisure. You're always excited to graduate out of this 6th grade into the next year, thinking that things will only get better, things will get more exciting, but they don't. You realize this just 1 quarter into high school, that everything has changed. The syllabus is so much more than it was earlier. You're learning about things that you've never even heard of before. Trigonometry, arithmetic, calculus, heredity, evolution, revolutions in Europe, in-depth geographical features, induced current, economics, politics, phew! And by the time you graduate high school, it feels like you're a train wreck. But let's take a step back here. So in our perspective as students, this makes high school a hellhole, but it's not actually what it is. Have you ever considered that the education system pulls like a Tesla and says, hey, the stress is a feature? Consider this. They're not only teaching you about academics in school, but they're also teaching you how to cope with the sudden appearance of stress in your life. When you're exposed to this experience before you dive headfirst into reality, it can prepare you or will somewhat harden you for the next time you experience this kind of situation in life. And when you experience this situation in life, problems won't be waiting in a line, alright? Everything's gonna come at you at once. It's not going to be one at a time, things get harder like in a video game where you play one level at a time. It's not like that. This is why there's a sudden and sharp increase in syllabus and pressure in school itself. It's to emulate what you will feel in real life. Now, I'm not saying that the system is perfect, not even close, alright? But it's not the same as what we think it is. For us, it seems like, God, the education system is so bad. It's not. It's really well thought out, but it could always be better. There's two outcomes of this system right now. One, which is the best case scenario, which is what they had in mind when they made the system, is where the student learns to cope with the stress and comes out on top when they experience the same thing in real life. But the other thing that actually happens quite often because of this system is that people they're overwhelmed by the sudden pressure that they're feeling in school and they give up on even trying. Now this is where everything goes downhill. Now our mindset at the time is that if we fail or get really bad grades in school, it's likely that we'll end up on the side of the road begging for whatever little money that we can get out of the people driving the cars. No, really, this is the kind of pressure that is put on us. This is the kind of feeling that we get. But the thing is, it's not the case at all. Even if you get terrible grades, it's very likely that you get a job in real life. Maybe not a favorable one, but a job nonetheless. And for those people who gave up on studying in school, this seems like a sort of win for them. And it gives them this sort of mindset where you think when things get bad, you can give up and things will sort themselves out. That is not how it's going to happen. That is a harsh reality. It's up to you. And this academic year in particular made things so much worse for those people who had given up on studying in the first place. The coronavirus pandemic and the sudden switch over to the online medium was like the train in GTA 5 hitting you in the back. It gave them the perfect opportunity to slack off or not even attend classes in the first place. Now it created a chasm of difference in the performance of a student who continued to pay attention in the online medium and one who didn't or did it. Because of the online medium, schools are forced to conduct online examinations, which gave these people the perfect opportunity and even medium to cheat on these exams and fake their grades. Now this created the alarmingly dangerous mindset that even while slacking off, you can pass off as a good student. So that was the worst case scenario from the the formula that the education system is using. Now, the best case scenario is that a student learns how to cope with these stressful situations in real life as well. And when it actually does come to pass in real life, then they'll know what to do. They'll know how to have a perfect mindset and how to get past these kind of situations. Now, these are not the only two types of scenarios that can come by because of the education system. There is one which is kind of in between. Now, here is a student who gave up and got terrible grades. But then after getting terrible grades, he's realized that if he just put in a little bit more effort, he would have gotten really good grades. And he shouldn't have just given up in the first place. So now when the situation comes to him in real life, when he's faced by a financial crisis or something, he'll know not to just give up, because last time when he did, he regretted it. So now this is given a 2 out of 3 situation where the education system is good. But this is not all. There's more to the education system than just the stress. There's actual education, right? Now let me get to that. Another major problem I faced in 10th grade was that you were constantly told how to write the answer in the exam. They were all telling us, like, use this formula and you'll get good marks in the exam, and don't make abrupt statements, you'll lose marks. They were constantly telling us stuff like this. But in the entire year, we learned more about how to write the answer than actual academics. We were constantly told how to write the answer, like we were given the format and everything, but we weren't taught what to write in the answer. None of the content. Like, we know the format, we can write the format, but we don't know what to put in the format. This is such a major problem, and this itself is paired with mainly theoretical studies and rarely any practical applications of what we're studying or what we're being taught. This causes a severe discouragement and lack of motivation in the students to actually pay attention in class. It's really just not engaging at all. Another problem is actually within the syllabus that we're taught. Now, I can only talk from my experience from my central board, but I can't speak for all the others, but here's what happened in my experience. So what happened was, we were taught very vague things, and we were rarely taught what we would actually be using in real life. For example, this year we were actually supposed to learn about all the highways in the country. All the highways, we were supposed to learn how to plot it on a map. And I'm honestly glad that this was actually cut out of the portion thanks to the coronavirus pandemic. But you see how that is just... I don't see how that would be useful in real life at all. They teach us this, but they never teach us stuff like, say, taxes or business strategies or anything like that. Stuff that we would actually be using once we graduate out of school, out of college. Now, I'm not defending the education system, but I'm not attacking it either. This is just an analysis of what it was from a student's perspective. But in conclusion, in my opinion at least, the education system is really well thought out. And as we saw earlier, those 2 out of 3 situations, it is good, it works, and it is functional, it is effective. But that 1 out of the 3 situations is really dangerous and can act as a liability to not only the country, but as a civilization as a whole. Now, what I'm saying is, the education system is really good and really well thought out, but it's not perfect. It's close, but it can be better than it is right now. By eliminating that 1 out of the 3 situations that I talked about, it could be made perfect. It could be made the biggest asset to the development and sustainability of our entire civilization. So that's all I have to say about this today. And a lot of this credit goes to my friends Neptune Star and its client, link in the description, and a few others who will remain anonymous. I really hope that this video gave you a new perspective on the education system, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for listening. See you.